Crypto is tanking right now, and I'm sure you're wondering why and what is going to happen next. So let's just jump right into it. I'm Brett at CryptoGX, and today we're talking about Bitcoin. It has been dropping recently over the past month or so, and we're kind of wondering what's going on here. People are probably like, is the bull run over? Is this when it ends? Are we just tanking here? But I want to assure you, first off, no, that is my opinion. And we're going to go into why, what's happening, and really what we should look for next. So one of the first things I look at pretty much daily is this cryptocurrency trends on Google. As we can see, we're looking at the past day here, and I typically look for cryptos that are going up or down, cryptos that are getting searched a lot. One of the main things that's being searched is crypto sell-off today. Why did crypto drop today? So there is a lot of sentiment in the market of things are going wrong, why? And actually another place that I like to look at is Binance Square. It's basically like Twitter for crypto, essentially. And you can see, let me go back here to all of the trending topics. The one that's being discussed the most by far is this market pullback. 262,000 people are discussing it. The next highest thing is 86,000, and the others are in the 20s or less. So this is a huge topic right now. People are curious what is going on. Now, lots of people have different opinions, technical analysis of things right here. We won't really need to go into any of this because it's not too important. It's just kind of either FUD or overexcitement or, anything in between. So the block is a great place for articles on crypto to find out what's going on, crypto news and things like that. This article talks about the liquidations, basically part of why Bitcoin's going down. So one of the main big reasons, as it says right here, over $1.7 billion in crypto positions were liquidated in the past 24 hours. Now, most of this came from long positions. These are bets that Bitcoin would go up and Bitcoin was going down. So these positions were liquidated. So because these positions were liquidated, this triggered a huge sell-off. Essentially, when you have all of these positions that are set at a certain point and there's a lot of money there, once it breaks past that point and those positions are worth nothing, then there is nothing holding the price from going that other direction even further. So essentially, they have all these long positions. Let's say the long positions were at 115,000 to make it simple. That was a big barrier, and the price was kind of going down to it and then bouncing off because it was all of these people, all of their confidence, that $1.7 billion saying, we think it's going that way. Well, as the price kind of went down and bounced off of this, that would be a line of support. But when it breaks past that line of support, then it just falls. There's nothing below that to support it, at least when it comes to a long position and the price going down. You could think of it inversely as if there are shorts, meaning people thinking it's going down, but the price is going up. There's nothing to prevent it from going up even further. So we went through a bunch of liquidations and the price went down. Now you can see 400,000 traders saw their positions wiped out, with the largest being a $12.7 million liquidation on OKX. Now Bitcoin fell about 2.5% to 112,000. Ethereum fell about 6% to 4,000. And their analysis of this, or at least the analysts that are talking about this, are right. At least they are basically saying that long-term holders are not selling. Short-term traders are becoming more cautious and restless, but this isn't a full reversal. It's more of a pause on the bull run than anything else. Now here, the last thing it really says is that Bitcoin is waiting for a break above 124,000 to call the next leg up in the bull run. Now, why is that the case? One of the things that you can take a look at to see, if you should be selling is the bull market peak indicators. It is at coinglass.com/bull-market-peak-signals. But there are all of these indicators. There's 30 of them, and none of them have hit. About a week ago, or at least a couple days ago, the altcoin season index had hit. It was above 75, but now it has moved back below to about 67. So all of these have room to grow. They show how much progress they have, but this is not actually what we're really talking about. This is not the reasoning why we are still in the bull run and why we think that this is basically not a full reversal. So let's take a look at that. The main thing that you need to really look at is what happened in previous cycles. And now I've brought you back to the 2017 bull run. And as you can see right here, we are looking at the September-October timeline. And we could go back. I'm just going to show you the past two bull runs and the current one. But in our current bull run, we have seen a run up. In this one, during the same year, there was a run up to August, maybe a bit of some sideways movement. And then from the end of August or beginning of September, there was downward movement. And then once October started, it was skyrocketing, well past where it was at the peak before September. And obviously in this bull bull run. It went, here's the end of October at, what is the close here? $6,700. It was at about $4,600 at the beginning of September. And then at the end of the bull run here, it was, well over 18,000. So it went much higher percentage wise. But the movement here that we're looking at is down in September, up in October, with a peak sometime after. Now let's look at the next bull run. We're going to zoom out a bit here because we've got a few years ahead to jump. Now here is the 2021 bull run. Obviously we had two peaks here, but the ultimate peak is what we're going to be comparing against. And as you can see here, in the beginning of September, we were at about $47,000. And then at the end, it was about, before this little jump up, which on the first it jumped up, so kind of a little early, it went down to about 41,000. A low during September of 40,000. So pretty significantly. And then boom, spike back up all the way through October. And here's the peak at October 20th, the ultimate peak on November 9th after that, after some sideways movement. So there was a peak, the ultimate peak only being slightly after October. Same exact movement. Well, now let's look at what's happening during this current cycle. Now, as you can see, it doesn't quite look exactly the same, but if we're looking at our August peak, our most relative peak to where we are at now, it has gone down. The beginning of September was 109,000, which is actually lower than we are at right now, but we have had some pretty steady days here up at the highs up until recently. In, let's say, the past 5 days here, it has pretty drastically gone down. And over the past 30 days, it was much, much higher here. So we have gone down generally in this time frame, and what we're expecting to see based on these historical trends is a move up. And this is also factored in or visible when you go to the 1 week. Now, as you can see, the weekly candles are kind of a little bit better at illuminating this. And especially if we move out to our previous peak here, you can see the downward movement here and then up in October. So it is a historical trend on our 4-year cycle. You should definitely check out the channel. Make sure to subscribe and look at the other videos we have on the Bitcoin historical halving cycle, the 4-year cycle, what happens every 4 years and why. That is very important to understand as to the importance of these historical charts and these cycles. But that is what we're looking at right now. All of this FUD, all of this overhype, whatever it be, I think in the middle is where you should really stand because you understand the fundamentals of these cycles from the other videos we have on the channel here. But ultimately, what we're looking at is just everything playing out as it should, as expected. So I don't want you to worry. I don't want you to be selling off everything expecting a crash right now because that is most likely not what we are going to see. Things change. Things can be different from time to time, but in general, our historical charts and cycles do not lie. So I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, make sure to drop a like to help the algorithm send this video to other people. Make sure to subscribe to stay tuned for all things crypto. And if you're ready to get some crypto of your own, I left some links to Coinbase and crypto.com where you'll get at least $50 in crypto just for signing up with those links. And if you want to get into meme coins, I left a link to MoonShot where you'll claim some free meme coins just for signing up. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.